Where are your kids? No comment? They've been missing for 4 months. You have nothing to say?
A deadline for Lori Vallow Daybell to show in Idaho court that her kids are alive and well is come and gone.
Lori married Tammy's husband, Chad Daybell, less than 2 weeks after Tammy died.
Family members believe her new husband's books changed her.
Focus is just so much on the end of the world, this idea that it's coming.
Chad claims almost dying left him with one foot in the spirit world, the other in the physical world.
We're gathering together as saints, preparing for the second coming of Christ.
She was 100% into the end of time.
Here she is, the so-called Doomsday Mom, and her alleged obsession with the end. We all wonder, what does Lori Vallow Daybell and her fifth husband, Chad, believe? With me to talk about it, author of the book Cults Inside Out, How People Get In and Get Out. He's a cult specialist, Rick Ross. Also back with us, news director, EastIdahoNews.com, Nate Eaton. And Nate, I'll start with you. You guys did some great work finding people who are familiar with Chad. They, too, were obsessed with the end, and sounds like they pulled away, wanted to talk. But before we really delve in, were they fearful to talk, or were they open and, hey, letting it all go?
Oh, no, Mike, they were very scared. We had been working with several of these people for weeks as they were giving us information about what was happening within this group. Finally, one of them agreed to actually go on camera if her face was blurred and if we changed her name. And she had a lot of very alarming things to say.
Wow. Oh, well, let's delve into some of that. And again, this person doesn't want to be named. I think she goes by Jessica in the interview. And here, this is interesting. She's talking about some of her first impressions of Chad Daybell, who was known to the group. Here's that.
Yukon North was going to be a city of light and a city of refuge and a place for the saints and the faithful to gather and be protected from the calamities that come as things kind of fall apart.
Which, from what we understand, is a belief that Chad Daybell has, that Rexburg is kind of a chosen land.
Yes.
And that's why he brought his family up here in 2015, around this time.
Yes.
Chad, though, was obviously well respected.
Oh, he was idolized.
Idolized. Wow. Any other impressions of Chad, Nate?
Well, they were holding these meetings that the public was actually invited to attend, where they would discuss a lot of these ideas about preparing for the second coming of Jesus Christ. And Chad was well known for writing these many, many books. He would speak. People liked to be around him. People liked to talk with him. He would get messages on his email account about others that were having experiences like this. So this woman who we spoke with, Jessica, she said that Chad, yeah, he was idolized. People loved him. He was looked up to as one of the leaders among this group, and he was very well respected. And today, this woman, Jessica, tells us there are still many, many people who believe Chad has done nothing wrong, that he will be cleared in all of this, and that he is doing the work of God by doing what he's doing.
Wow. Rick, so there you go. You have people that are really obsessed with the end. Chad Daybell believes he has a foot in the spirit world and know what's going to happen in the end. So you add those two up, and he's the man. Is that it?
Well, he certainly is the preeminent personality that is presiding over this this gathering of people that are online, that are being fed this doom and gloom Armageddon message. And he's using that to leverage people and move them into the Rexburg area. And it seems to me that Lori Vallow was greatly influenced by this, because her family said that before she began to read this type of literature and be involved with this network, she was a kind and loving mother. She may have had other problems, but it wasn't until she hooked up with Chad Daybell that things really began to spin out of control.
Nate, let's listen to a little bit more of your interview. Again, the galvanizing topic, and we've hit on it, is preparing for the end. Fascinating to hear what Jessica, again, that's the name she's giving here, what she and her husband did to get ready, the money they spent. Here's that.
He's going to say, it's time, we've been called out to go wherever, and you need to bring your food storage to the church. They'll load it up on trucks, and then you leave. You know, people have their large canvas tents. We cashed out retirement at one point to buy that and more.
Wait, hold on. You and your husband.
Yes.
So, no, you don't have to laugh.
No, I'm laughing because of the absurdity of it now. But we had two 16 by 20, 20 by 24 canvas tents. And they were so, and we had the massive cots from Cabela's and below 30 sleeping bags and a stove and a year's supply of charcoal to cook 3 meals a day. In these kind of prepper tent city communities, we believed that there would be a time that we would be called out. And if we weren't, then there would be a time that these items would be needed. And so we had a year's supply of certified gluten-free food storage because I had celiac. We had stuff to keep us warm. We had cloth diapers and little sets of scriptures because you never know whose kids you're going to be helping take care of.
Any idea how much money you spent on all that?
At least $15,000 to $20,000.
Nate, that shock you, some of those revelations?
Yeah, $20,000, that's a lot of money. You know, a lot of people believe in stocking up and having supplies in your house in case there's an earthquake or a flood. But this Jessica admits this was to the extreme. This was very extreme, and they just couldn't get enough to prepare for this. And they believed that one day they'd be sitting in church and a leader would walk in and say, the time has come, go gather up your belongings, and it is time to seek refuge. It is time for the call out, as they refer to it.
Wow. Rick, what makes someone spend 20 grand, you're cashing out retirement, to get ready for the end?
Well, I think fear. And that that Jessica talks about black and white thinking, about gaslighting, which is a term to denote manipulation that is used to reel people in and create a kind of we-they mentality. And this was very, very real for them. And the fact that she spent $15,000, $20,000 is evidence of how serious this really is. And I've had email and a phone call from families that are also concerned about loved ones that are involved in this network preparing a people, and how they too have spent great sums of money stockpiling. So this is all about, you know, socially isolating people and creating a kind of bubble where this network exists, where they don't get outside feedback, they don't get an outside frame of reference. And Jessica says that what finally pierced the bubble was someone from her church, the Mormon church, talking to her about what was wrong and extreme about this network that she was involved in. And that was the impetus behind her eventually realizing, I need to get out.
Yeah. Hey, Nate, did any of the people you talked to have anything to say about Chad more specifically, about Lori and all that's going on, all the things that you and I've talked about?
Well, a lot of people in the beginning, well, as I mentioned earlier, even to this day, still support him. But there are now others that are coming out saying, wait a second, there might be something wrong here.
All right. Well, again, Nate, great work. Rick, always good to talk to you as well. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.